All right, YouTube, welcome back to another episode of JKR Pro Tips. Today we're going to talk about how to set up an egg box. So we have an amazing female, incredible desert ghost female on eggs. And it's the perfect time we can show you how we make the boxes, how we get the eggs from the mom, how we orient them and set it all up, and you get the whole process start to finish. So let's go get that egg box ready and dig into it. When you have a clutch of eggs, a girl on eggs, you're going to go ahead and set up your egg box. Now this is a 6-quart Sterilite tub. I think it's 6 quart, but just your standard shoebox Sterilite tub. You can buy these online for relatively inexpensive. And we use vermiculite. So this is a brand, I know you can get a lot of different brands. We like this one. We like to get it as coarse as possible. That's just the size of the actual grain of it, how big the chunks are. The bigger they are, the less mess it is. I don't think there's a difference as far as your results. But if you get the really, really fine stuff, it's like almost like dust and it makes a mess everywhere. So we like this. You can probably get it on Amazon. We get it through a local farm store. They order it for us. So we do about 3 cupfuls of it, which is, these are 16 ounces each. So 3 cupfuls gives you about 1.5 inches or so in the bottom. And the next step is to add the water. Okay, so when we're adding water, we actually add warm water just so we don't shock the eggs with some crazy temperature. So we don't want it to be extra warm, but incubator warm-ish. We just do it by feel. So whenever it feels like it's just slightly warm to the touch, that's about the right temperature we use. So we do it by feel. You can actually measure this if you measure the exact weight of vermiculite and mix it with the exact weight of water. So it's going to be a small volume of water per vermiculite. We find that we can just do it by feel now. So we'll put in about the right amount based on our experience. Mix it up, get all the dry areas out so it's completely mixed. And then you have it right when it sticks when you put it together, like stick clumps together, but you're not able to actually squeeze any water out of it. Like if I squeeze this as hard as I can, I don't get any drips coming out of it. So that's the approximate amount you want. It's not super sensitive. Your eggs are going to hatch. There's quite a bit of tolerance there. So don't overthink this. But if you want to be exactly right, do it 1-to-1 ratio by weight, vermiculite to water. All right, we have a really awesome DG pied girl on eggs. And this is so exciting because I just love this project and we're really excited about what's coming from it this year. So to take them off their eggs when they're real bitey like this, she's actually not biting yet, but she's just hyper aware. It's just going from the back essentially. Once you touch them, it kind of usually breaks that mode that they're in. And then we're just gonna come under here. We unhook the tail because a lot of times if you just pick her up, her tail will hook under the eggs and kind of upset them and kind of flip them over. Nice clutch. Good job, girl. So 2, 4, 6, 8. Awesome clutch. We're going to candle all these and see how they are. So good veins. So if you look here and if you wiggle it a little bit, you see the embryo right there at the very top of the egg. You see it wiggling when I jostle the egg just slightly. You see there's a little dark spot in the middle of the embryo. That's actually the eye of the embryo. The eye of the snake is already formed, even though the embryo is only about 3/4 of an inch across. But you want that kind of massive veins there to be at the very top. It's like highways. They all come together and they join. That's what you want at the top when you actually put them in the egg box. Now these were just laid in the last couple hours, so they're nice and easy to pull apart still. They haven't really hardened yet. You're real gentle. Okay, let's see what this next one is. Same thing, all the eggs coming together. Now you can't always see the embryo. Sometimes they're down. You can see a little bit right there. It's just down a little bit. We're not quite right on the surface. I think she is laying all these right side up so far. Sometimes what will happen is she'll lay it and then it'll roll away a little bit and she'll kind of gather it up into her coils, and that'll actually make the egg be upside down. Now in my experience, the upside down ones still have a high hatch rate. From what I've kind of experienced and seen, there's actually a study out there that shows where it was on a different species. It was some kind of colubrid, I forget what, where they actually experimented with laying some eggs. See, this one's halfway rolled. See down here, the yellow is the yolk on the bottom, and up here, at the very top, is the little air bubble and the embryo. So the scientists actually took and had a control group of some eggs rolled, some eggs upright, and they found that the hatch rate was very similar, but they found that the weight of the actual embryos was higher and they were more robust and healthy on the eggs that were oriented with the embryo up. So just a little bit of information there, and I'm not exactly sure it translates 100% to ball pythons, but certainly something to think about. All right, lights are back on, and now we're going to go ahead and close up this box. They're all oriented correctly. What we use is press and seal over the top, and the reason why we use it is because we have the vermiculite at the right moisture level, everything is perfect the way we want it to be the entire time. Now there's quite a bit of air volume moving in the incubator, so if there's any kind of holes or anything, even the lid is not airtight, so any air going around the lid is only going to leach moisture out of your tub and make it so that it's not the ideal amount of moisture anymore. So we use this over the top. And what this does is this goes ahead and creates that airtight seal so that the moisture that we've set in there will be that way the entire time. The eggs do not need you to ever add air to the tub or anything like that. After I seal it up, I'll never unseal it until I actually typically will see a head sticking out of one of the eggs, and that's my sign that they're ready to hatch, and I'll take a look at them and see what's going on. But this is perfectly set up for the entire incubation period now. So the next part is we actually fill out our clutch card, and you guys can buy these on my website if you'd like to use mine, but you can certainly steal this design as well on the clutch card if you want to use it for your own. We actually have our logo on the back, and you guys can put your logo on there if you wanted. And then we take the breeding card, which is the little piece of basically a Post-it note, all sticky Post-it note that we put on there for the breeding season, and we place it on there. So we get all the information, her follicle size as she grew, the males that were in there. Both these males are in there, only this one bred. So then on the front of the tub here, we're going to put the clutch number and the day it's going to hatch, which is just 60 days we'll do. So 5/12. We'll put that on the front before it goes in the incubator so that we can see that real clearly, and we can start checking it when it gets close to the hatch date. Okay, then we have the female's card still, and we want to make sure we track on her what her clutches were and when she laid in the year, so we can kind of track that throughout her life. We know what kind of schedule she's on. So we're going to put that on the inside of her card here. And then we'll put a yellow sticker on the front of her card as well, so that we can track how quickly she starts eating again, because if she doesn't come right back onto food, we want to know that, make sure that she doesn't fall through the cracks, so we get her eating and get her going strong again for next season. All right, so the very last step, we get a clutch, and we've already given her a few hours since we just set up that clutch. We're gonna wash her and put her in a brand new tub with brand new bedding, so it kind of gets the smell of eggs off her, it resets her brain, and it kind of gets her back into the mode of where she'll be hungry and she'll start eating and kind of reset and go right back to normal again. So we'll start by washing her up. I'll show you how we do that. See here, she's still kind of curled up in the back. She still has the smell of eggs all over her, which kind of keeps her in that breeding mode where she thinks that she's still guarding eggs. So a lot of times when you do this, they'll still be a little bit kind of aggressive in the sense that they still think they're protecting their eggs. Let's get her off. Oh, she's doing fine. All right, so we're gonna take her and put her right here in the sink, and we're gonna wash her off. And the goal, again, is not that she's particularly dirty, it's just to kind of reset the smell of eggs off of her. So we use just Dawn dish soap, it's plenty gentle on them. And we're gonna kind of wash them, but particularly the belly, because that's the part that was up against the eggs the whole time when she was laying them and when she was laying in there. So I'm gonna do just one. Soap her down really good, all the way up to her, underneath her chin and everything, real gentle. And then we're just gonna rinse her off. You want to be a little bit thorough, like I was just pretty thorough with it, because if you don't do a good job, then you may have to do it again. If they still think that they're on eggs, they'll lay in the back of the tub curled up like they're protecting eggs still. And that's how you know that you didn't necessarily do a good job and didn't really reset them completely. So then after that, you're going to go ahead and put them in a fresh tub. We have one all set up for her here. And we used a different tub, again, just so there's no smell of eggs at all in this tub, and we can just know that it's a complete reset. We'll go ahead and put this back in the rack and let her settle and calm down after all the work she's been through in laying today. All right, hope you guys enjoyed that. And if you guys are enjoying these updated pro tips, give this video a like and definitely subscribe. We really appreciate every one of you who subscribe. Let us know you're watching. Also, before I go, a big shout out to Shelby Mershon of Mershon's Morphs. Thank you for the shirt. Awesome friend. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you again soon.